down to the Dungeon of Debate in Conversation Castle. Right, so I thought you guys were going to get to Iron Ridge this week.
We'll be up and fresh for Iron Ridge next time
Hell yeah.
on Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
And
Oh,
y'all guys were going to fight an evil sorcerer named Zargothrax, Master of Nightmares, Keeper of the Celestial Flame.
Oh,
Good song.
Right? Well, I hope you folks enjoyed it. Steve, how did you feel about session? Questions, comments, concerns, rants, raves?
It was a good session.
Shit
Kind of
fix.
sad I didn't get to see Duskin do his Duskin thing, but I guess I'm a bit confused because what was my quest? What do I need to find? Because I thought I needed to find dragon crystals, and then you told me I
so-
don't need to find dragon crystals.
You already have a Draconic Shard, which contains the spirit of the Lord of Cinders.
Huh?
You are basically... this is more or less something that's going to happen along the way.
I thought he was looking for like the 3 crystals we saw in the cave.
Yes, because
That-
because
That's what I thought,
your
yeah.
two goals align at this current moment. So at the moment, he is powerless. You could throw that rock in a ditch somewhere, and he wouldn't be able to do anything about it.
until Old Man Hickory gets old.
So
Somehow.
he's kinda helping you along. Whether or not he's gonna ask for something in return down the line, you don't know yet. But until then, it's business as usual, and you're gonna get some cool powers along the way.
Hell yeah.
Like, I knew when you guys visited Sandra's Vineyard, we had to talk about the stone.
Yes.
Because, like,
Stone.
Gale is right there. It's too perfect. Anything else?
I don't know. It was a pretty fun session. We got some neat things. We had some funny moments. I was kind of hoping to get to the dungeon, but at the same time, like when we were like part way into role playing at Sandra's, I'm like, oh, there's no way. If we get to Iron Ridge, we're gonna end up role playing in Iron Ridge, and we're not like we would maybe set foot in the dungeon before ending session. So hopefully next session we can get into that dungeon, because I'm sure that people are feeling like stabbing.
Yeah,
What-
things are gonna start ramping up. Don't worry.
I felt the same way, so I was just like, well, fuck it. If we're not gonna get much into Iron Ridge, I might as well just double dip into Shurthor to make sure we just get all of that done.
Yeah, I was like, well,
We're getting a lot of the like story type things out of the way, and it's almost like we're kind of setting up our dominoes so that they can inevitably be knocked over in the order that we need them to get knocked over in. So it's kind of like the setup before the heist is essentially what we've been doing, like in the previous place and here. Like we're doing a lot of like the setup of gather information, gather assistance, whatever it is we need, and now we're Gucci. You know what I mean? Because that's what
Yeah.
it's been
So it's
feeling like to me. Is we're just kind of getting set up. Because once we're set up and good to go, like we got the answers we need to know where we should be going, what we can be doing, shit like that. And so now we're good to go, just balling and fighting shit
Yeah.
left and right. You know?
Then it's like, instead of being like quest line, meat and potatoes, we're just gonna go bam, 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 because we got it all out of the way.
Yeah.
essentially
And
I
of
was
course
at-
we're gonna have stuff in
Away.
between.
Well, yeah.
And like we'll have role playing in between where it's not going to be like dungeon, but it's still going to be like we got the major things out of the way of Major getting answers and knowing where the quest marker is. Like, because that's what we needed. Where is the quest marker? What do we need to know? Okay, cool. And now we can just go to those locations and it can be nice and smooth.
And it also helped that I got a lot of the things I wanted to know about, like, what gang that Amelia was after. That was essentially one of my main goals after I realized Sandra probably is aware of the Thieves Guild. Especially after I did the insight check.
Sandra does have a few connections to the guild, but the thing is with the Shurthor branch, they're not very big.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we had that in the previous
it's like-
campaign and everything where we were interacting with them and shit like that, and we probably interacted with them more,
It's the
should it continue.
It's like, yeah, I went to this coffee shop all the time until I found out it was run by the Thieves Guild. I mean, I went there all the time, and they all became my friends, but...
Yeah, and,
But we
and
also
just
did
the
deal with
helpful
that.
hint of go find Orville helps a lot too.
Yeah.
Since obviously there's
Yeah.
more of a connection.
No one pointed out the anvil.
The anvil?
There was an anvil in the house. That was a gift from Orvid.
Oh, I didn't notice. I'm sorry.
Was that before or after the fall to power?
Oh yeah, there is an anvil.
You did not inquire, so you don't know.
Yeah, no. Just like, yeah, as far as
It
the
was
book
like-
goes, it's just a rumor, you know.
The anvil was a housewarming gift from Orvid. It's like, oh, cool.
You know, it's
don't know where I'm
dwarven
gonna
tradition
put-
that a house is not a home without an anvil.
And I do
Yeah, for
need
me, I'm
to...
just like, Anvil, that makes sense.
And
Like,
I do need to point this out for legal reasons. Gale's art is drawn by Darkvolt with a different shade of hair.
Yeet.
I have to point that out because I basically stole that art.
Beep.
But do you know how hard it is to find pictures of fawns where the face is actually fuzzy? It's impossible. Anyway,
get you.
Steve, was there anything else?
Not that I know of. Was there anything else anyone needed to mention at me?
I did
Insert
like the
Baldur's Gate
shenanigans.
3 line. Stop looking the damn thing!
Gale
Fucking
telling you to
Gale.
stop looking.
Stop looking the damn thing!
I can and will look at it again.
It took me too long to connect the dots that coincidentally in the names line up.
What's
deadly in
in the days line up? What?
Because Gale does say that the character is Gale, right?
Dude, it was so. It was so.
Wait, what?
fucking...
Oh,
What's the name of the sister?
Gale Pinehoof.
Yeah, her
Which
name's
works
Gale.
perfectly with Baldur's Gate
In-
3
in
Gale, who
Baldur's Gate,
screams
Gale
at you,
says that.
stop licking
Wait.
the damn thing.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
Yes!
his name is
He's,
Gale.
he literally, like, is normally super calm
Oh
and
my
collected
god, I was
the whole
just
game,
goofing.
and then just screams, stop licking the damn thing!
Oh my god, I was just
All
goofing.
part of the long con.
Yep.
I didn't
Here,
even
let-
put
let
two
me-
and two together.
I
Let me
just
grab, let me
Oh
grab
my
the
God.
clip of him saying it.
It was so coincidental in character. It's like when you get your cable put in and you see that they have the name tag Larry.
Hello, my name's Larry.
Larry the cable guy.
Okay, apparently, it doesn't want to give me a clip of just him saying the line. It will only give me a clip of, like, the whole damn thing. But
Stop
here's the thing of where he fucking says it. Dude, making him say it on my playthrough, I was laughing so fucking hard, I couldn't breathe. Making this man lose his cool is the funniest shit ever.
Right, so
It's-
anyway,
Yeah.
Steve, you're good. You
Alright,
can
have a good night, everyone.
all right.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Eric, you usually got to get going pretty quick. How did you?
I enjoyed the session. I do feel slightly embarrassed about what I said earlier. Well, I think it's okay. I think it was funny for the bit, just the seducing part. And
Yeah,
just
I'm
changing art design.
I'm trying to get you more involved, cause like I don't have a lot that I can do with your character right now. So
I'm
yeah.
trying to like. I think that like the information I've given is like the most I can think of. I'll try and think of other stuff that I could have things with. Like I just never really. I just thought of like the story summary, and that was all I thought about. So yeah. Although I was actually involved, so I do feel happy about that. Like
Yeah,
I
I'm
actually
trying to get
did do
you
something this session.
more involved. It's kind of hard with 5 people, but I'm getting it down.
Okay, and I do appreciate that.
Yeah.
Which I'll always say, feel free to take any time away from like my character. I'm
Oh,
down
you
with
folks have
just
been taking
vibing.
turns.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, but yeah.
The shenanigans.
Well, yeah, obviously, we're trying to all take part in everything, but if one person is not getting enough time, like, you can completely, like, skim over anything to do with my character. I'm cool with that. Unless I really want to do something, like, I can always say something. Otherwise, give more time to the people who need it.
Yeah,
Bye
the
bye.
Matthew Virgil bit is just funny shenanigans. It's not like super important or
Yeah, it's
anything
just
like
our
that.
characters having good rapport with each other.
Spreading the good pickup line of the Night Mother.
The night-
Good
Pickup line.
I mean, his world did get torn apart by going into that house, which was unfortunate.
Yeah.
So, Virgil took the time to take care of Matthew and be like, it's okay, buddy. Most of the time, like, God's never talked back or anything. Like, it's okay.
I mean, at least we got to see the whiteboard he was using to draw down his theories and whatnot.
Well,
It was all just
he-
scribbles we couldn't understand. I mean,
It was in it was in a language you don't even know.
and it really was the moment of I don't need sleep, I need answers in those 4 hours that he was not meditating.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
was.
think-
I've been waiting for that moment where Sandra's just like, "This is your goddess, by the way."
Wondered
It's
how it
very
happened to
jarring
everyone
to
else
just
in this,
suddenly say
but
that
I'm
to
not sure.
somebody.
And her mom is just like, "I told you to stop doing that." It's like the
I'm
worst kept
surprised
secret.
Amelia was very embarrassed when she realized that. I mean, I think she was already embarrassed just by what she said, but she got even more embarrassed. Yeah, I think I liked this session for the most part. It was pretty much just roleplay, which is perfectly fine. I don't have an issue with that.
Yeah.
And I got to do a lot of stuff this session, mainly just finding out what the Bloodblade gang was. Try saying that 5 times fast, which does
Yeah.
help. I'll probably set up for other plot points if we ever get to those locations. So, yeah.
You guys are gonna have to go to Edgeville.
Oh boy.
Let's go ahead.
Oh boy, I've been waiting to do Edgeville.
Oh.
Eric, you are free to go or hang around.
I'll hang around for a bit since usually I get out up at 12.
Coco.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta know. How'd you feel about session?
I had a fantastic time, I must say.
She jerky on my beef till I $16 a fucking bag. You've got to be kidding me.
I mean, dude, when
That
I'm
was-
walking, what he posted in the fucking dungeon chat, for real though, when I walk past them, like, I don't buy jerky, but when I walk past that shit, I'm like, holy fuck, looking at them prices.
Oh yeah, beef jerky is really expensive.
Oh yeah.
It was already expensive when I was a kid. Now I'm looking at it like, oh my god, I'm not rich. What the fuck?
I didn't specify that, but in the shit posting, I was directing that towards Dustin. The fucking nervous.
I
Oh yeah,
love that reaction.
he is a mess during the whole thing.
I was wondering if you were gonna catch on, because earlier this week I was like, "Hey, what was your god again?"
Yeah.
And you were-
Oh shit!
And I am so glad you said Cassandra, because
Yo.
I was like, "Good."
Good.
Must not disappoint.
Yeah, his intentions are pretty clear.
I
How
am
he's feeling.
very
I know
much looking
it's
forward
very
to seeing how you use the goddess's blessing.
I love this. I think it's pretty neat.
I literally based it off the meme, are we rushing in or are we going sneaky beaky? Like, that was the
So I can-
whole inspiration, because, like, here's the thing. Pass Without a Trace is overpowered as hell. But Zephyr's Strike is so mind-numbingly good at the same time. But it's overpowered as hell. It's a level 1 spell. It's a bonus action to cast the damn thing.
Yo.
So I'm gonna see if I can hone it in by limiting you to like 1 a day.
Yeah.
Gonna go sicko mode. Can't wait.
Like, oh my god, no. You get, like, enemies can't get attack of opportunity on you. Your movement speed gets an additional 30 fucking feet. You get advantage on an attack, and you get to add 1d8 force damage to that. Yeah, it does a lot.
Like, you just gave me the ability to sprint past everybody and go to the back line.
Exactly.
Hell yeah.
Are you rushing in, or are you going sneaky beaky?
This we put the good use.
And you only get
We
one
know
per long
the
rest, so
answer.
Yeah.
I am very curious to see how you use this. This is gonna be fun.
We could put to good use. So I'm finally off Friday. I'll get that stuff to you.
Fantastic. Looking forward to it.
And I have some ideas, especially after this session.
Love it. I love that folks are getting engaged. I feel like this session did a lot of good for that.
Oh yeah.
Because, I'll be honest, guys, I feel like we've been dragging our feet a little bit.
To some extent, but
Yeah, but
It's
We
mainly
just-
just because it's trying to figure out where we need to go and the exact answers, because some things have been very vague, so it's trying to get those more precise answers as to where to go to do what, kind of thing.
Yeah, I expect
Well, it's like
we're
the
gonna
what
get
order.
caught up in a bit more action, considering we've talked to a lot of people. So
Well, that's
far.
what I mean. It's almost like we got all the talking out of the way, so now it's going to be a lot more straightforward
Yeah.
going and doing things.
like,
So it's more like we were gonna do this amount of talking eventually. We just, instead of doing it intermittently, we did it all at fucking once, and then
Yeah,
we're ready to rumble.
you guys got a mountain of the story stuff, and now that we're heading to Iron Ridge, now we get to deal with shit.
We've gotten our equipment. Now we're ready to go adventure, and any kind of role playing that happens throughout it is just whatever the fuck we want. It's not like info gathering kind of shit, Now we can just go do stuff, and then have our regular role play that will happen between us as party members.
Also, was that it, Coco?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay, you are free to go or stick around. And Shane, before I ask you how you felt about session... Oh, no, I know. Slick Mick, how did you feel about session?
I
Normally
had
go in this order.
a grandiose old time. A lot of the same points. Good role play. Did a lot of talking. shenanigans were fun. I do feel that we are. The two options are either more talking or action. So, yeah, I feel like action is more likely that we're gonna get into the meat and potatoes now.
Pretty much, yeah.
We have too many potatoes, so we had to go gather the meat. Because there's too many fucking potatoes on our goddamn ship.
Well, except for Amelia, she can't eat meat.
True. But we needed we still needed the meat. Because we had too many the ratio was off because that man brought so many potatoes on the damn ship.
Well, I mean, he goes through a fair amount.
Yeah,
so,
he just keeps eating them, man. He don't stop, like.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like,
Also, you can add those 2 bottles of wine. So
but of course.
you are stocked on wine for a little bit. That's kind of.
And we have.
I got the
2
bag
gallons.
of gumdrop candy.
I
have
wanted everyone
the
to get
cooking.
something out of this because, like, you were supposed to come here way later, and now you guys have some overpowered stuff.
Well,
But, like,
Wine.
the relic has an overpowered thing. I don't think anyone else got anything overpowered.
Relic, like, Duskin got the blessing. Relic got a
Oh,
stand.
right.
No one.
I made sure to
I
get
got it.
gumdrop
No one
clay
laughed at that.
gum.
Damn it.
It's okay.
Why the
I made
fuck
sure
ain't
to
you all
get
laughing?
gumdrop. I made sure to get gumdrop clay candy to give to Matthew for non-flavor
Yes, you
days.
got the
He
candy
For
can do
his
that.
for his dirt eating
What I was
joke.
gonna tell you, and Amelia got the pearl, so now you guys can
Oh,
ritual
right.
cast, identify, and it's not gonna cost you a spell slot.
Yee dog.
Okay.
Because, quite frankly, I hate that you need to identify things, so I'm just gonna give you guys the ability to identify stuff, so we can get straight to the fun part.
Glasses of identification.
I mean, Sandra
yeah,
does
no.
have those glasses of comprehend language, but you didn't see those here.
No.
She would fucking need it for Matthew.
Should also need for
This is the
our-
this is the journal where I've written
I
our
was about to
prayers.
say, I
and
wonder
it's
if it would work on the helmsman.
That was what I was gonna say.
I guess it depends on his handwriting.
Well, yeah,
This is a bunch of
he's speaking
scribbles.
common. He might
It's
write.
It's not for spoken language, it's just for written.
But she'd be able to read what Matthew writes.
Yeah, it would work in the sense that it's written language.
Oh, good night. Anyway, was that it?
For the most part with this session. And again, if Orbit does ever come up, just like hit me up with whatever.
I need to.
That's what he did with me for Dante. Just gave me the rundown of some of the basics of what I should
Yeah,
know about
like-
Dante's life currently. You know, shit like
A
that.
list of the words that Peppermint knows.
Ah,
Which, speaking of
and then
which,
I had a baby.
how-
He's an adult now.
How did you feel about session?
Oh, I'm happy. I got to be just goofy Dante and just let Virgil just vibe and be infatuated with him. But it was fun being Dante again for a bit.
I knew we had to bring back Peppermint.
I love Peppermint so much.
I knew we had to bring him back, have him still kicking around.
Like in my head, I was creating more scenarios of like Peppermint, even of like me explaining, like, yeah, it's okay. It's just Peppermint understands anyone who looks young is being a child. Like Peppermint learned that word when we had our baby.
That is
You know-
exactly what happened.
And and in my brain, I was imagining like Dante just thinking back to when Peppermint, like imagining Peppermint learning the word and saying child during one of the times when it was like, oh, Peppermint, can you hold the child for a moment, like baby Connor, and like Peppermint just cradling the baby
Child.
awkwardly and just says child, and then immediately Dante losing his fucking shit and telling Sandra, he learned his.
Child.
He said child when I handed him the baby!
Sandra has this enormous pog face.
Just utter excitement. I imagine there's been times when it's been like, oh, can you hold him for a moment as like taking care of something, and then like baby Connor is just like licking him because he's made of candy. Like, stop it! Stop licking.
Stop licking the
Peppermint.
dang thing.
The note,
Stop licking the damn thing!
the notes for Peppermint is he is still around. He's a big help. Makes very good tea. His first word was grape. In parentheses, we are all immensely proud.
Oh yeah,
Aw.
we're proud of Peppermint. Peppermint can learn words, and now Peppermint knows 6 words.
He only knows 6. It's adorable.
Yeah, we're just proud of Peppermint.
I got
He
the idea
tries.
off of, it was an SCP, actually. It was this horrible eldritch abomination that eventually learned to be a 5-star chef. And his first word was salt. It's a really
Salt.
cute one. I forget which one it was.
It's just like, yeah, I might be horrifying, but, you know, I'm not dangerous. I just exist, dude. Like,
Just a little anomalous.
I'm just an anomaly. I'm not, like, bad. I wouldn't say I'm good either.
I
I just
thought
hate
it was
her,
really
man.
cute, and so I was like, what if Peppermint made really good tea?
But I like how Peppermint is going with very, interesting choices for flavors of candy.
That's his way of pranking people. So,
Like, we're relatively certain he may have emotions because he keeps pranking people. I
So,
think
like,
he gets a kick out of it.
he's got clay flavor, cheese.
But that was
flavor.
the perfect flavor to give to Matthew. It was perfect.
prank kind of backfired there.
So it's so bland and simple. Really,
That's
down
why
to
it's just like,
earth.
well, you made fucking clay flavored gumdrops. Now I have to get these for Matthew. Otherwise, what the fuck am I doing with my life? When am I ever going to run into this shit again? Like, for this man.
Just the heavy sigh when you realized you had to take them.
Well, like, because Virgil cares, so Virgil's just like, man, I can't just not ask for, like, a bag of these, because, like, there's so little that this man eats, and I want him to have more in
Just
some
like,
way, and I want Matthew to have more, but in his own terms. So the fact that this is literally clay flavored candy, like that fits this boring motherfucker perfectly. So it's like I had to get it. 'Cause it's like now we can have, you know, maybe a treat after dinner of gumdrops, and they're just fucking clay. Like,
And cheese and tomato.
I didn't get the cheese or tomato
Those-
because
those
those
are the
have
two big
flavor.
ones.
Clay.
Those are
Those
the
have
three big
flavors,
ones.
so I had to go with clay.
You guys could have the cheese and tomato, but the clay, I don't think you're gonna fight Matthew over the clay gumdrops.
That's why, you know, Virgil just got a bag of those ones and just gave them to him. Like, here you go, I got you a bag of those, so that way you can still have a treat and it not be a flavor.
He also
Honestly-
does black licorice.
Honestly, I think that the clay flavor is simply like unflavored gum that's been chewed a little too long.
Yeah, it might as well be, yeah. It's something that, like, it's still, like, you're good to eat it on your not flavor days, and that's why Virgil's like, it's a thing that isn't gruel that he can eat on non-flavor days. Like,
What
I gotta get him these. Like, how could I not? I need to give this man options.
What the fuck does clay flavor taste like? It tastes earthy.
Earthy.
Very earthy. Tastes like fucking dirt. What do you want?
It tastes like moldy dirt.
No, it tastes better than moldy dirt.
No.
This
Like
reminds
dirt
me
that
of
you can
what is it called? It eats dirt cake, where it's just essentially a brownie with gummy worms in it.
Like, right? Dude, I fucking love those. What is it? The cup of dirts. Those are fun. Just the pudding, and then the cookie crumble, and the gummy worms.
Reminds me of the concrete ice cream I had a couple days ago, or a couple weeks ago at this point.
Where did you even? I haven't been able to have concrete since I went out west.
Yeah, because Culver's does concrete.
Oh, so it's just a normal ice cream flavor. Okay. It was at the Rita's I was at.
Well, I
at
mean,
concrete.
Okay.
it's not a flavor. It's just a form of,
Yeah,
because
sure.
it's made of custard and everything. Like, custard is technically a novelty ice cream, is how it'll be described, but custard is very different from ice cream because
It was
does
really
have-
good.
has-
It was
has-
expensive, but it was
because-
really good.
Oh, yeah,
It's thicker.
because-
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's thicker. It's the main thing that makes it different from like ice cream is definitely the fact that there's egg in it. That's why it's good, like important to know that there's egg in it because people will be allergic to eggs.
Hmm.
But
Okay.
like it has egg in it and everything, and it is way thicker, and that's why like at Culver's when we make concretes and everything, like it's called a concrete because it's like that shit is fucking solid.
Oh,
Like it
yeah, I
is
can see
solid
that.
as shit.
Yeah, to
Like,
Midwest.
whatever
then.
candies we put in it, especially when you put in more candy, like that's the harder candies that we got. Like if you're
So
putting,
you
like,
immediately
like-
knew what I was talking about when I said I ate concrete.
Oh yes.
when you said well yeah, because I'm literally in the Midwest and I grew up basically inside of a Culver's.
Okay,
So-
I didn't know it was
I,
not just a thing at Rita's.
but-
I didn't know it was a normal.
Before-
Yeah, my mom has been was the general manager of one Culver's for 20 years, and then was the general manager of another one for a couple more years, and now she's an area manager. I live and breathe the true blue.
Before I leave, what the fuck is Blue Moon?
What?
Ooh.
Blue Moon. It's like a fucking
Is that a
Midwest.
brand?
No, it's like a flavor. It's like it's blue. And
When I hear Blue Moon, I think of like I remember there being like an alcohol named that.
yeah, no, there is, but like Blue Moon, it's like fucking, it's vanilla too.
Yeah, Blue Moon is an ice cream flavor with bright blue coloring. Available in the upper Midwest. I did not know this.
I
Like,
probably
ever
have
since I
that
moved
somewhere.
here.
I probably have that somewhere near me, but I just haven't had it myself
Like,
because I only ever go to Culver's. We don't
It's
do
not-
Blue Moon.
it's not vanilla. It's like vanilla too.
It's vanilla with some berries in it. Like it has a distinct berry or vanilla flavor notes, or sometimes theorized to have been originally flavored with
Well, probably to color it.
castrium. I don't know what that is. It sounds really bad, but
Because if you're
That's
getting
what it
blue,
says.
you have to have something to color it blue.
I want ice
Yeah.
cream.
I
Well,
bought some.
alright.
You-
It's
I
been
brought-
real.
You people did this to me.
You've been real.
You people did this to me. I want ice cream now.
I'll probably grab myself a popsicle. I bought 2 kinds of popsicles I wanted to try.
I already had enough snacks today, so I don't really need any.
I'm just so happy right now. I'm just.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Otherwise, I'm obviously very chill with session because whether we be doing action and combat or we be doing, we be doing talky stuff, I'm content either way, kind of thing. Because I know we're about to get into like a shit ton of getting stuff done and like, doing all of our, actual like we're rolling for stuff, we're doing combat, we're trying to get out of sticky situations. Like we're about to get into that, and I'm incredibly patient. So I'm in no hurry, and I know we're gonna get there, and we're about to. So it's like, yeah, I'm chill with this. Of course, I got to have a lot of fun being Dante and everything, but otherwise, like, Even if I wasn't, like, I'm content. I'm just vibing.
I really need to get you guys some combat scenarios.
Well, yeah, we're going to
'Cause
Iron Ridge now and
We've
gonna
been
go to that
sitting on
dungeon.
that for too long.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, the session was still really enjoyable.
Yeah, like, still
yeah,
fun
we're
and
having
everything.
tons of fun RPing, but we've gone several sessions now with zero combat, and
That's true.
Yeah, but that's because we're gonna get into it. It's the whole side questy thing and whatnot, but at least we're getting the major stuff, like, underway. Like, instead of getting to something later, like Amelia's stuff. Instead of getting to Amelia's, like, story-driven stuff, like, later, we're getting everything set up now. Like I said,
Yeah.
we set up each line of dominoes. Now we can just walk up to each line and start pushing the dominoes to knock them down in order of the things we're gonna do. You know, and some of them will cross paths and, shit like that. It's just, we literally built up fucking everything. Now we can go and just start doing it.
Like, I only brought it up, like, her story slightly before, and this is the first time I even went into, like, she knows the killer's code name, but she knows nothing about the killer themselves. So she's
Which
trying
I
to find,
definitely
like,
really wanted to
everything
hear
about
more
the
about
gang
it.
that killed her fiance and everything about that.
Yeah, which the party
So,
hasn't
like-
even, like, heard about that and whatnot, and I was very interested in hearing more about her backstory.
Yeah, this is like the entire reason she joined the Adventurers Guild, because she obviously wasn't going to take down the blood-bloody gang drivers by herself. That just did
Yeah,
not
it's just like
seem
you get a group for that, and obviously
Yeah.
they're bad people that need to be taken down, so it only makes
that
sense
is
to be with
that is the entire logic
Adventuring
she
Guild.
used.
Yeah, that's part of why, like, that's why we have Virgil as a part of the Adventuring Guild. He joined because of his overarching. I do this with my characters a lot, where they don't have a set goal. Like, in terms of they don't have, like, yeah, once I do this, my goal has been met. Because I did that with Dante. Like, Dante just wanting to quell evil where he could. It's going to be the same thing for Virgil, in that his work will never be done. Because his job is to put the dead to rest. He puts the dead to rest. He stops necromancers. He wants to stop all necromancy because he is a strict follower of Kellamvor, and he dreams that maybe one day, if he's lucky, when he does eventually die and he goes to Kellamvor and everything and is going to be judged and whatnot, that maybe Kellamvor will actually take him instead, so he can be like the guy that's on the boat, for the River of Styx, or whatever it may be, being able to be a guide for when people die. I take you to where you need to go. Like, it's a very big thing for him. That's why he follows that, and so he makes sure, like, necromancers, they are taking souls and not allowing them to move on, so he wants all of them gone. And, like, the undead, they need to be put to rest. Like, it's not natural. They need to go and be with Kellamvor, to go be taken to their respective gods or goddesses and be claimed or not claimed, whatever their judgment is. It's all about just putting people to rest. And so that's his main goal.
I intentionally wanted my goal to be very far out. I did not want it to be very quick. I wanted it to take a while to actually reach that goal. Which luckily, there's still a bunch of blood-bloody things I have to take care of. Yeah, I wanted to make sure it was not just a one and done goal. I wanted there to be a couple of quests, especially since Amelia also has to search for her books, which could be anywhere. They could be in dungeons for that.
Yeah, like that's a nice thing to have as like it's your side thing. You know what I mean? It's your side thing that you're doing on top of your main quest. But like the main quest of like your character, like their main goal, like of course that's meant to take a while, because you gotta go through all of the hoops and stuff of your character's life to achieve that goal.
Okay, I did take a look at my short summary, and yes, Amelia did indeed know what the Wizard City was. She has actually visited there a couple times. In fact, that's how her house was burned down previously, is that she was not at her house at the time. that they attacked. So she just found her house in ruins afterwards. So yeah, she was indeed at Wizard City, so she does know what Wizard City is.
Mm-hmm.
I would
Didn't know
imagine
that.
so, being a wizard.
I think I've pretty much described almost my entire story I have written down. The
And
other
hey,
thing
whenever,
is
whenever,
that
whenever you like reveal more of it in character, like it'll be,
Yeah.
it'll be a good like it could be like, how we usually reveal our stories, where it's just like nighttime, we're settling down after like a long day of whatever adventuring or whatever we did, and it's just we end up talking like, okay, so what was all the stuff that you're on about? Like, why are you trying to go after a person? The typical talking
Yeah.
that you end up
And
doing,
keep in
then
mind,
we
she has a
can,
bit-
we can learn more
Sorry.
about your character.
Yeah, I have a bit more backstory in mine. For starters, I'll just say she's an outcast from her society. She is not exactly liked because she's very different from a lot of their society.
For sure.
So I wanted to have stuff like that. I originally sounded a bit kind of racist, which I did not want. I did not want to come across like the entire society was just a bunch of bad people. So I changed it to not do that, especially since when I had written at the time, something racist happened. So I was like, I don't want to have this. I don't want to have this in my head. So I changed it to make it not sound as racist. Because, yeah, or when I said this, I meant like prejudiced. Like, so I changed it to like, there are some bad eggs in our group.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's kind of like how, what is it? It can be for like certain races are known for being inherently evil, but not so much anymore and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But sometimes it can be like a cultural thing. Like, like it's still going to be a cultural thing for goblins to be more conniving and more like evil.
But
Stuff
obviously
like
not
that.
all of them are like that. Some have probably taken over a new leaf. Like I said, I wanted to try and avoid just because Elduins are not good people. They are tricksters. They are supposedly tricksters when I remember reading. So they're like
Yeah.
the bad type of thing where you do not want to take their request and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
So I
for
was
sure.
like, what if I did something different? And once like something bad happened, I won't say what happened, but I was like, I'm gonna rewrite the Elduins so some Elduins are not terrible people because I felt very uncomfortable at the time because of what happened. I was like, this seems kind of relevant to real world events, and I did not feel comfortable with it.
Oh yeah, I feel you. Like the way I wrote mine, like I come from like I live in the Hollow and stuff like that, and obviously my mother is a drow, and we live in a drow like town, in the Hollow, and us living there, we were a town that was very welcoming of people from the surface, which isn't very well known. We did go to the surface periodically. People will go up sometimes when they can and when they can safely do so. But otherwise, like if we go into the Hollow and we come across like a drow society or something down there, immediately Virgil is going to be like, we need to be careful because you can't trust all of them.
Yeah,
It's
obviously.
going to any unfamiliar town, but the Hollow being so like unforgiving and dangerous and everything, it only makes sense that the towns that are around there are going to be the same way.
Yeah, they're gonna
and
be kind of
whatnot, and
sketchy,
that-
and there'll
and-
be very much some untrustworthy people.
Yeah, it's like basically being a product of your environment, which is true in the real world. Like you're going to be a product of what's around you, and it being so dangerous in the Hollow, like a vast majority. That's why, like in regular D&D terms, the Drow were normally known as just being evil because they were part of the Underdark, which is just like a fucking you're gonna die if you fuck up even slightly. Like
Yeah, it's
they were
literally
known as
underworld.
being evil, and they never went like above ground really, unless they were up to no good. Shit like that. But things have changed as like the lore has gone on. But still, like if you're in like the Underdark or Hollow, and there's a Drow city, yeah, you got to be fucking careful. It's the same of going to any area of the map that is a dangerous area. Like if you
Yeah,
come
there's
across,
known for having sketchy.
yeah, like you come across a town of people like in the middle of the Feywilds. Be fucking wary. Like
Yeah.
that shit gonna be
Yeah.
dangerous. Like
Like I said,
Oh,
that's
hello
where
there. Can I have your name, please?
like that's
No!
where Amelia is from. She is from the Feywilds, and so she knows that there's a bunch of people in the Feywilds that are not good people.
oh yeah, and Virgil totally understands that being from the Hollow. He just happened to be from
Yeah.
a good town that was
It's only
there.
the entire
and
reason why her house is in the middle of freaking nowhere
oh yeah,
because she didn't want to do it.
like our what is it like Virgil's town in the Hollow isn't very close to any other like Drow town. It's not very close to any other ones or any major ones especially. Kind of like almost their own thing where they're still a sizable enough town, but nothing super huge, like smaller than Shurthor. It's like more of a quaint place, very small, like everybody knows everybody there, but they're close enough to where it doesn't take too much travel to get to where an entrance, or I guess you could say entrance/exit to the surface is. So they are able to regularly leave when they would like to, but still most of the time is spent in the Hollow. That's our home. That's where we live. Like Virgil went topside all the time because his dad is obviously he's a fucking human that was like from above ground, but while above ground met my drow mother while she was above ground. And so that's how I came to be. And my sister. Otherwise, yeah, don't trust other drow.
Yeah.
But obviously, being above ground, if I run into a drow, I would treat them as anybody else. But if we're
Yeah,
in the
'cause
Hollow and we found a drow town, yeah, I'd be like, I don't know about you.
Be very wary.
Yeah, like this town could be dangerous or it could be cool. We don't know. If it's a city, I definitely don't trust it because I don't trust cities. Cities are dangerous. You have the good parts, the bad parts. You don't know which is which. That street's bad, but that street's good.
This is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Right.
And I should also bring this up, and I kind of did this on purpose. Amelia does not like her parents. She does not like her parents. She thinks they're kind of mean. And
Just
from what I
fuck
remember,
'em.
yeah, and from what I remember, I had also essentially made her love her essentially just kind of the same way. They were both outcasts, so they fought to live together.
Gotcha,
Which I think
gotcha.
will be relatable too when I really think about it to people who are in that situation.
Yeah.
Like, because I did just straight up make her a lesbian. Because I did not feel comfortable with the idea of like romancing male characters. I did not feel comfortable with that. So yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
I just straight up went with that direction.
I always go with my characters being either pan or bi or gay, but always it's a preference for men.
Mhm.
Virgil is not pan though. He's or bi. Virgil's 100% gay. I relate it. Me and Slick Mick we're memeing in private chats a little bit, and I did mention where if it comes up, it's gonna be concerning for other party members probably if he ever admits to how one of his partners while he was in the Hollow was a fucking Drider. He was with a male Drider, which is definitely unconventional.
Well, I'll get going now. It was nice
Yes.
talking to you guys.
And
Bye.
I would love to bring Conversation Castle to an end.
Hell yeah, we were just having chatty hours.
Oh yeah, no, it's totally fine. That's what Conversation Castle is for. So
For conversing!
Stop worrying about it.
You are welcome!
Stop worrying.
I wasn't.
Oh, okay, good.